right.
Hey.
Peggy. Peggy, come on, Peggy.
Come on, Peg. Come on, get it. Move it, girl. Move it.
Hey, girl.
Move it.
A little slow today, but I got it.
I know that's right. Girl, slow. What? I promise you. I say, wake up.
Wake up. It's one of those days that you just want to stay in your bed and be slow.
Okay.
Yeah.
I promise you. But anyway, we're here. Happy Saturday. What's up, my glamorous girls? Wake up, wake up.
Wake up. Did we just do this a couple of seconds ago?
Not too long ago.
Not too long ago. Not too long ago. But anyway, it's a great God day. I'm Wyoming.
I'm Peg.
I'm Linda.
I'm Charlene.
And we are
4SistersLIVE.
It is a great God day. I don't care. Look, the weather could be whatever. As long as we wake up and see it.
Oh,
we're
tell me about it.
We're grateful. We're just definitely don't take it for granted that we're here another Saturday to these wonderful people. Come on in. Hey, cousin out in Cincinnati. Hello, Reverend Buds. Hello, everyone.
Hello, all my sisters.
Come on in. Y'all come on in. Y'all come on in. Popcorn this morning.
Wake up, wake up, wake up.
Yeah, help us to wake up over here this morning. Y'all help us out.
You got to keep us alert at this point. We want to turn in too and turn over.
I know, but it's great though. I love it when we can come on and have fun and laugh and see each other. Look at Queen Elizabeth sit down here. What's up, Charlie? What's up, Queen?
You are a hopeful. Oh my God. Oh yeah. Good morning, Reverend Butts. I see you.
Hello,
Good morning, Lyris, everybody. Lyris send out that wonderful message to remind us. I was like, girl, you reminded me. You ain't just talking to the public. I'm like, let me show up. So I get it. So good morning. No, I had to do the head action. It's women. Is it Women's History Month?
Women's History Month.
Yeah, like come on, guys. Like I love anything about the woman. I'm not like a part of the feminist movement, but I love womanly stuff, right? I love feminine stuff. I love all that, right? So anything, hats, gloves, let's do a tea. I'm down. But
that's me.
That's you, right? But you got to come correct. Like, I don't like people pretending like they know what a tea is and all that stuff. Like, just say, I don't know. And then say, I'm here for Linda, Dr. Linda, to teach me. Don't say, I know how to sing.
Speaking of tea.
Exactly.
Oh my God. Speaking of tea, here we go.
See, y'all don't do this to me because y'all was about to be one short because, Starbucks was calling my name. And I was like, that's okay. That's okay.
You could pretend.
Okay. Yeah, put that pinky up.
Pretend it's tea.
But no, it's a great day, and you look good, and every day you look good, Charlene.
Yes, you do, Charlene. And you know I love you.
Where are you anyway?
I'm in a hideaway. Listen, I'm going to go swimming. Thank God, I got good hair and I can braid it up.
And you didn't invite the girls after the show?
Y'all are more than welcome. I'll give you my secret location. Y'all are more than welcome. We're going to be here Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So you guys are welcome to come.
Wonderful.
I love it. I love it.
So and it's so funny to say that we had planned to take my mother to a hotel in Baltimore and get a suite, and all my sisters were going to love up on her today.
Oh, that
was the plan.
That
was the plan.
Yes, and we're going to take her to brunch and whatever. So we're going to move it until another day, another weekend in the month of March. So we're going to make
it. Okay. In honor of Women's History Month for her.
No, it was just going to be a day that we wanted to love up on her.
Okay.
I think that's important.
That is so important
because she's getting older, and let's just be real. It's scary when your parents get past 80 because and then if they ever have an emergency to go to the hospital, like every time they enter the hospital doors, it's a scary moment.
Yes, indeed.
And so we don't need a woman's month to say, let me go celebrate my mom. It's
absolutely.
Hey, today I'm going to celebrate her. Put it on the calendar because this is her month and she is my woman. So I totally get that. I hope you guys get to achieve.
Yeah, we're gonna put pictures of our mom up this month on our show because we do that anyway. So we just make sure we do that this week. You know, we're gonna put moms up and talk about our moms next week.
Look, I'm sliding mine up right now.
Yeah.
Speaking of mom,
yep. So anyway, moving right along here. It's your day today, Lynn. What you got going on?
Yes. I'd like to thank everybody out there for joining us. And please, I want you to share, call up your friends, especially your friends that have children, because we're going to talk about a very dangerous drug today, fentanyl. And we're going to talk about opioids. We have a wonderful guest, Dr. Nora Green Lane, who was invited by our very own Lara Spinard. So we want to tell all the sisters to join and tell mom, dad, and everybody, because this is an important thing. Easter is coming, candy's coming, and we want to be aware because there are lives that are being lost all over the country.
Beautiful. That is true.
Yeah.
So this dangerous drug that's happening out here, and I think we need to stay educated and involved with what's going on with this topic, especially when it comes to drugs in general. We already know what time it is. It's all about the money. It ain't even about the lives anymore.
Right.
It's about the money. They don't care. You know, this is my opinion about that. So what do you think about the president's State of the Union address, Charlene? I mean, he mentioned this fentanyl situation. He talked about it. He addressed it as such. So
shame on me being in the field. I did not watch it, and I'm open to saying that I'm very transparent. I do not lie when it comes to this stuff. I did not watch it at all, and I'm sure he did well, and everybody was so happy about how he showed up because he's a fighter, and regardless if you think he has dementia or some kind of debilitating memory disease, he is going to show up. That's one thing I know. And that's like us. When it's time to show up, we're going to show up no matter what our health issues, whatever is going on in our life. I believe that Joe Biden, showed up according to what I heard. And I have not seen it. I only seen pictures and memes and stuff. So I can't offer anything this morning.
Okay. Well, I can say that he did a wonderful job. I've never seen him as forceful, I mean, he took the Republicans and he shamed them. And, it's like, it was unbelievable, certain things that he's working on. I mean, even our children and our teachers and giving increases and those type things, they didn't clap at all, but that's okay. Things will happen. People see all of these things, the things that he's trying to do and things they agree to do. And then all of a sudden they take it off the table, so they're playing games, bottom line. So I'm very proud of our president and what he did this past, because I did watch it all and I was very proud of him.
Yes. Very fiery. That's the word.
Very fiery. Yeah, he was fighting. He had his gloves on.
Yeah, absolutely.
And his makeup, it was looking good.
Yeah, makeup on too. All come through. Yes,
he looked good.
But but these are the things when we talk about. He was talking about domestic violence.
Yes, he did. Yes,
so he covered education, domestic violence, the health and wealth of drugs. Yes. He talked about all things that's about on this platform.
Yes,
and how it needs to be dealt with, and how they want to play dumb on the other side of the spectrum here, but don't play dumb. You already know what time it is. You all just hate to hate. You just love to hate. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because that's all it is.
And keep confusion.
About who's in the seat, yes. But it's about the people who put you there, and then it's a change that need to come. It's all about the matters of the health, the education, and what's going on with our women. He addressed their women.
Yes, he did.
Abortion system. He talked about all of it. I'm glad he covered that. Because
he talked about housing.
Yes.
Everything.
He talked about.
You gotta see it, Charlene.
He talked about all these hidden fees.
Yes.
Stuff people don't know about.
These companies that are taking over, buying up houses.
Yes.
And he talked about that. Oh, yes. That's a boss move.
Yes.
Wow. He
played with no games. He played no games.
He had his gloves
so
on.
Good. And that's why we got to vote, guys. That's why you have to vote. And there isn't much of an option on, I guess, the Republican side is what people are saying. But listen, you need to vote. Really, I believe that Biden
vote your
is
conscience.
a good choice at this time. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, I just had to put that out there. But that, I mean, who else? I mean, like Nikki couldn't beat Trump. So unfortunately, we do not want a repeat of January the 7th at all. Our country need to come together.
Mm-mm.
And I do believe that, you know, the Democratic, you know, Party do need to get some newer, fresher, younger. Yes. Okay. Public affairs people up in there. They need more new politicians. And then they need to, you know, basically groom them and teach them, because there are some willing, able bodies out there. I mean, the voters are saying we're not voting, but they're saying, you know, we will let you know when we get to the voting poll. And we're like, okay, please vote. I don't care. Okay. Just please vote. But truly, I believe that they should get younger, new blood up in there. I don't care. In each cabin.
Both.
Let the people know that we're there. And that
never seen so many gray hairs.
Yeah, it's nothing wrong with gray hair.
There was so much gray there, and I got a little gray too, but it was so much real gray.
I don't want to.
Time to go moment,
an ageism person. I believe that they need to be there. Just like I'm a true church girl. I believe that the older women should teach the younger women. That's the same thing in Congress. They need to be teaching these people. They need to have a successionary.
Yes.
Right. They need to have someone to take their place and be willing to train them. Like, this is not a joke. Like, if you want another Nancy Pelosi, then train another Nancy Pelosi, right? If you want another John McCain, then train them. Like, what is the problem? Like, we need you. We need the Republicans and we need the Democrats. And we need
bipartisan. They're there. They're in Congress. You got Congressman Crockett, Jasmine Crockett. You got these young women out there. They're there. Mm-hmm. They're speaking up and speaking out loud and clear on our behalf. Trust and believe they're out there. Yeah. The women, particularly her out of Dallas, Texas, you know, she's really speaking up a lot. Mm-hmm. And she's shaming them. She go on the floor. She's shaming them a lot. And the way she's coming at them, they're not ready for.
Well, they can't hear you, and that's another tactic. I'm so into communication. I think the shaming, the back and forth is, to me, it's too petty right now for me. That's my personal opinion. We got to come to the table with a whole different approach. You know what that feels like, being in an abusive relationship. They will do tick for tack, right? And so no one hears another person when they're throwing punches or slurs at them. We hear you when the conversation is mutually beneficial. That is how we have to treat this country at this time, because no one's going to get anywhere. It's like, oh, well, look at you. You're the one that stole the money from this, and you're the one that gave the fund. It don't even matter. You know what they did. Let's get on level playing grounds. Yeah, you got to play dirty. But at the same time, yeah, we got to come together, because the youth are watching us. My son is 17. He's watching, you know, my daughter is 30. They're watching. They're like, what are we going to do? Because I'm just not going to vote.
That's right.
We don't need them saying that. We need them to say, is this how we're acting? Even they know how to act, even though sometimes they can be, you know, their own special people. They still know what to do, and they know what's right. I believe in our millennials. I believe in them. I do so much. I believe they're going to step up. They're going to do what's right. They're not going to be a TikTok generation. They're just going to use social media as a means to communicate very effective messages.
Okay. Yes, totally agree. Well,
good job. Yes.
Good job. Yeah, Peggy. Woo.
You know, really, I didn't get a chance to watch, but what I like is the fact that I was able to hear the news the next morning.
Yes.
And it was nothing negative that they said about him, because normally they try to get you.
Yeah.
Okay. But no, we're good.
We're good.
All right. We're good. Mute.
Okay. Ooh, Lord. So it's time for our hot picks, birthdays. What's going on, y'all?
Birthdays, because we always keep that flow of happiness and the smiles in everyone's face. So let's do birthdays first.
Shout out your birthday in the comments. It's your birthday. It's your birthday. It's your birthday. It's your birthday.
All right, y'all, let's roll.
This is a good month for birthdays.
Whose birthday?
Yes.
Oh, look at the birthdays of our sisters, 4SistersLIVE.
And here you, Peg. You're mute, babe.
Happy birthday, all our beautiful
sisters. I was saying, you know how we do it. We do it all at one time, and I just love these sisters. This is the month of March. My girl Lakey, 1st of March. Danetta on the 1st of March. Then we got our board member Marsha Jews on, I think, on the 3rd. Then we have Tashik Harkins on the 18th. Then you have Marion Thomas. And I'm not quite sure either the 24th or the 25th. We got to check that out. Make sure we don't miss that.
Wait, we know it's in March.
She can speak. Marion, tell us when's your birthday, girl.
It's up on that screen. She's out in the audience. Yes, happy birthday,
everybody. And then we have Remy Duyale as well.
Okay, happy birthday, Remy.
Happy birthday. That's so cool. Tashik. Her birthday is. Okay, cool.
Happy birthday.
Yes. Thank you, Reverend Dr. Butts, for putting the State of the Union address, keeping us relevant. That's what I'm talking about, guys. Yes. Tag team, whatever information you can share in our comment section is greatly appreciated.
People, let's not be sleeping this time. We got to wake the heck up.
Wake your neighbor up. Wake up the children, and most important, wake up your family. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say on that. Okay, go ahead.
Excited. But I'm excited. I'm excited because Linda, we got a lot of stuff going on.
I'm excited too. Go ahead, Nan. What's up?
Okay, so I have our historic birthdays. Okay. For March the 8th, we have which was on International Women's Day.
Okay.
24th.
Yeah, Harriet Tubman, engineer of the Underground Railroad she was born in 1820. Wow. We have Lorraine Hansberry open on the 11th. She
Raising in the Sun.
Right. She was born in 1959. And also Simone Biles, our gymnast, our wonderful gold medalist, Olympian. She was born in 1997 on March the 14th.
Oh, nice.
Baby.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Many more. Wow.
And many more.
Yeah. Long lives. You want people to live long lives. If that's what they want, some people.
Yeah. So I just want to go into right fast our history moment, because this is Women's History Month. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to honor Miss Nina Simone. She's one of my favorite. And this is one of those days you want to listen to Nina Simone music. So I want you all to just find your Nina Simone music on your cell phone. I'll tell you what it is to be free. Nina was one of the most extraordinary artists of the 20th century, an icon of American music. She was a consummate musical storyteller, a griot, as she would come to learn, who used her remarkable talent to create a legacy of liberation, empowerment, passion, and love through a magnificent body of work. She earned the moniker High Priestess of Soul, for she could weave a spell so seductive and hypnotic that the listeners lost track of time and space as they became absorbed in the moment. She was who the world could come to know as Nina Simone.
Ooh, beautiful.
Yes,
I love me some Nina
Simone. I'm just going to do.
You got some.
Times on stage when I really felt
yes, I want you to go to your YouTube, and I want you to find some Nina Simone today, y'all. Okay, this is a perfect day for Nina Simone.
Beautiful.
I wish I knew how it would feel to be free. That's my favorite. And the poem is actually there as well, so check it out. And show it to your children, please. Show it to your children. Share it with them, because they need to know our history and the women, the powerful women that we had in the industry of music.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. So hot picks. We got some hot picks here. Where we going? What we got?
Yeah, what we got, Dante? Oh, okay. This is one of our, what can I say about Dr. Sherwood? Amazing woman. She's having a conference, Women Who Prosper, coming up on Saturday, March 23rd. Is that a Saturday? Yes, it is. Yes,
Yes,
it is.
Saturday, March 23rd.
And it's going to be Arlington, Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
So check it out. Awesome event every year. This is one, you guys, I'm so excited. I can't even wait. This is the 23rd Annual Power Networking Conference. And actually, if it was not for the Power Networking Conference, we would not be doing 4Sisters Live. So it's amazing how all of this falls together. I'm just so proud of this. I have not missed a year. I've gone for the past 22 years, and I've always taken some sisters with me. So y'all guys know, y'all have to be in the room with me. You know that. Next.
Yeah, Chocolate City Records, the musical, coming your way, Mother's Day weekend. So we're getting excited. We are excited. Just stay tuned for just some other things that we're going to be talking about reference to this musical. I think it's a wonderful representation of who we are as a culture and what we're talking about. When we say in music and the Women's History Month and Black History Month and all of that, Washington, D.C. and all our surrounding areas, Chocolate City Records is one to represent, to talk about all of that. So look forward to you getting your tickets. The LincolnDC.com, DC.com, LincolnDC.com at the Lincoln Theater. Thank you very much.
You know why we're going to have to get a bus load, because there's
Yeah,
no
I
way.
know you ladies was talking about that, so I know I'm looking forward to y'all coming. It's going to be really
Yeah, we're coming. We're
We'll
coming.
be there.
We're
Definitely
coming.
will be
Nice.
there. Yes.
This one
Thank you,
here-
Peggy.
Yeah, this one here is coming up in a couple of weeks. This is Dr. Tashika Green in honoring of her mother. It's going to be Saturday, March the 30th, and we're going to be in the room. That's all I can say. It's time to show up. So, and the beautiful thing about it is we're going to be honoring 4 of our sisters, Cynthia Kelly, Marion Thomas, Florence Champagne, and Terry Tabor.
Great.
Yes.
That's nice. Awesome.
Beautiful. Well deserved.
Yes.
Well
We
deserved.
We are moving and grooving. I tell you, I'm so proud of our women. We got a lot. We don't
I'm
have to go
telling you.
far. We don't have to go far. It's right here in our own backyard.
I know. It's so
Yes.
beautiful.
Right here. Yeah, making history, really. Doing a great work.
I can't wait to see what's happening in 2024. I mean, I feel like we are just we're just like right there.
Right,
like I just feel like something amazing is going to happen for this organization and all of the women, most of the women that are in here that have already put in the work.
Yeah.
I just got this overwhelming joy in my heart, and I'm so excited
So
to see
true.
what else is going to happen.
Charlene, so true. I feel the same way. There's something in the air. There's some kind of energy that's taking over our souls. So I'm truly excited.
All right.
I am.
Yeah, it's awesome. I believe it's really awesome. And we're being elevated. I said last week, higher and higher, and things are just moving and they want to step out. When you are being recognized and honored as the women have been in this organization, I think it's very important that we shine.
Yeah. Yes.
Big
And
way.
we want other women to join us. So
Exactly.
we want you to join us. It's not just us. Sister for Sister Network is for all women.
Exactly.
And we're not just in Maryland, DC, Virginia. I think we're extending women to come and just be a part, just know what we're about, see what we're about, and bring on your expertise.
Yes.
Right. And you know what? You can register online and you can actually just join us on our online meetings if you can't meet us face to face. So go to Sister for Sisters Network.
.org.
Network.org. And someone can put that in a comment so that people can say, what are they talking about? They always talk about this stuff, but we don't know how to get there. So one of our dear Sister for Sisters Network members, they're going to put it in the comment and you're going to click. And I want you to look at that beautiful site and you're like, I want to be a member, and pay your dues, yearly dues, and just come and join us online or in person, no matter where you are. Africa is welcome. India, China, Jamaica, wherever you are, you are welcome.
Yes.
And now I got my coffee.
She at a Starbucks. Girl, go ahead on. She at
Oh Lord, I thank you.
I'm not talking about that because they're not giving us any money. Bye. Okay, let's go.
Right.
But we can make that change. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. We need to make that change.
Make
Okay.
that
love it.
change.
Well, it's guest time. I believe it is guest time.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes, yes.
And our guest, her name is Dr. Nora Green Lane, PhD. Doctor, we're going to bring her on, and I'm going to read this a short bio, and she's going to tell us a lot about herself as well. Dr. Nora Green Lane is a fourth-generation Washingtonian dedicated to making her community a healthier and safer place to live. She has over 3 decades of experience supporting community-based, using evidence-based prevention curriculum, addressing the social detriments of health. Dr. Green Lane currently manages the DC opioid response for the Ward 7 and 8 DC Preventive Center. Through her work, over 400 residents have become certified to administer Norcaine, a life-saving medication that prevents fatal opioid overdoses. Dr. Green Lane is married to Ambrose Lane Jr. and the mother of Ambrose Lane III. I bring to you Dr. Nora Green Lane. Hey, Dr.
Hi. Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon.
Morning. And when I heard the word Ambrose Lane, then I thought about, I listened to your husband. I listened to WPFW.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, I knew his father. Yes,
Wow.
Ambrose Lane. I remember him many years ago. He took me to PFW just to see the station many years ago. So this is a small world. Welcome.
Thank you. Well,
Yes,
I never got the chance to meet his father. I'm my husband's second wife, and that's fine. But glad that our son is continuing to carry the legacy in the name.
Yes,
it's wonderful. I'm glad you are a WPFW listener.
Yes, I am.
My husband comes on every Monday at 5:00. Just a plug to him, but he really covers our Ward 7 and 8 and really is engaged in our community efforts around a lot of health.
I am so proud of him. Yes.
Thank you. And I certainly will convey that message to him as well.
Please let him know. He has a listener here.
Certainly. Well, thank you for having me as well.
Thank you. And we thank Laris for inviting you to our platform. So we have a serious matter here. What's going on?
Well, as you can say in the title, I work for the Ward 7 and 8 DC Prevention Center, and we're funded through the Department of Behavioral Health. My director is Roz Parker, and the prevention centers, there are 4 prevention centers throughout the District of Columbia, and they cover 2 wards. We cover Ward 7 and 8, which is basically east of the river, east of the Anacostia River. I live, love, work, play, and pray here in Ward 7. So I'm an East River girl. My family is East River, although we've spread out a little bit more in the DMV. But this is my roots. So I'm excited about the work that I do because it's an easier conversation to have. Sometimes it's not when I say easier, the denial is not as prevalent. Let me just say that. So the work that I do is on substance prevention. I am a prevention specialist. And so today we're talking about this serious topic, and it's on opioids.
Yes.
And this is not just a situation that's relevant to the District of Columbia. It is, as you said, President Biden spoke about it in his State of Union address. It is a national crisis. And we are at epidemic levels, even worse than COVID could have ever done to us.
Yes.
So we really need to talk about this, and we need to have honest conversations, and we need to, most importantly, remove the stigma associated with substance misuse to be able to have these ongoing conversations within our families and within our communities, and even with people that we don't know. If we remove the judgment that we have about people believing that they're weak because they have a substance misuse problem, it delays and oftentimes creates the situation where people never get the help that they really, really need. It is not because a person is one morally weak or physically weak. There is a chemical change that has happened because of substance misuse. And we'll talk more about the consequences of opioid misuse.
Thank you. Yes. I want to ask you, what is fentanyl?
Fentanyl is an opioid, and opioids come from this beautiful plant called the poppy seed. It is really a beautiful plant. Really? And out of that, we have the natural occurring opioid, which is like morphine. Heroin is a semi-synthetic, but morphine and those products create that. Fentanyl is actually the synthetic version of it. So it's the man-made version of the opioid. Okay. But let me just say something. First of all, happy Women's History Month. Happy Women's History Month to these beautiful women online and in this studio. You guys are wonderful and beautiful, by the way. Congratulations on your many years of success. I do want to shout out for birthday. My boss, Roz Parker, is her birthday. It also is my dad's birthday, which we'll be celebrating as well today. So it's a brand new day. So let's celebrate. Let's celebrate for all of us being here, because a lot of people didn't make it through the night. And so we need to really celebrate and appreciate all of us being here, listening, and really exposing each other to new information. Maybe you already know this, and maybe you can also really impact each other in sharing this information with others in your small network of family members, and again, your outside network as well. So I'm excited about today.
Yeah, but the question Linda just asked about what is fentanyl, and I think you were getting into that.
Right. So it's an opioid. So fentanyl is the synthetic version of the morphine. And there, I want to say something. With opioids, our brain naturally has opioid receptors in our brain. And part of that reason that it's designed like that is that what an opioid does is block pain. So if you've ever had surgery, if you ever broke your leg, if you had in any kind of serious situation like cancer, anything like that, that requires you to kind of block the pain so that you can address that issue, opioids are the perfect substance in and under medical care. The problem becomes that opioids are easily addictive. Okay, so they're high. So our brain has these receptors that are just sitting there waiting for this substance. We naturally produce it through serotonin and dopamine. So, you know, there are situations where you don't have a substance around and your body has to produce it. And it does. It naturally does this. However, you know, now in modern times, we have medication, we have medicine, and these substances allow us to kind of block that pain. So if you're having a surgery on your, you know, an extraction and the pain that happens, if you're having some kind of serious surgery or you're having cancer treatment, you need something to help block that pain so that you can deal with that situation. So dosing is prescribed by a medical professional. You're not going to get it. That medical professional is not on your TikTok feed. They are legal. They are doctors. They have to follow certain rules. Now we know that this opioid crisis created was through a lot of doctors over prescribing the prescriptions and people having a very difficult time getting off it. It is a very difficult substance to get off. Fentanyl is the synthetic version of this. So certain chemical compounds coming together can create fentanyl. The illicit version, what we see now and what President Biden was describing, is the illicit versions of fentanyl. Fentanyl is actually a prescribed substance, believe it or not. So doctors can prescribe it, but it is really monitored and managed in a medical care facility and setting. And so what we see on the street, this illicit one, yes. And if you could bring up the presentation now, we can get right into it because I want to really show people the difficulties of having this in our communities. And so right here, if you want to reach out to us, we are located in Washington, D.C., 3939 Benning Road, but we are funded through the Department of Behavioral Health. And the city of the District of Columbia has created this Live Long DC effort where all agencies are a part of it to really address it. And so if you go to the next screen, what we know is that it is this crisis, we call it the silent killer because we have an issue with violence too, but our crisis has doubled the number of, let's say, homicides in the city. And it's silent because you don't get the gore or anything like that. Someone who dies from an opioid basically falls asleep and never wakes up. And we call it respiratory failure. The body stops breathing. So it's not this gory thing. So it's a silent killer, but the synthetic fentanyl is an opioid. And here in the District of Columbia, that's why we have this picture. The vast majority of those that are dying right now are older Black males, and we're starting to see an escalation of younger people. In 2017, we only had one person in the age range of 16 to 19 to die. In 2023, we had 28 individuals to die from opioids. That is highly unusual, okay? But it when you look at the country overall, the numbers are exponential. So we've had annually over 155,000 people die from opioids in the country. Okay. And so each jurisdiction, it looks different, but per capita, DC is number 2, followed by West Virginia is number 1, and DC is number 2 per capita in terms of deaths. And so you go to the next slide. So what we need to really think about why, when we talk about fentanyl and the illicit use of fentanyl, is that if you look at these vials, there are 3 vials up there. You see the heroin, you see fentanyl and carfentanil. I'll talk about carfentanil in a brief moment, but heroin, the amount that you see in there is what can kill a person. When you look at the fentanyl, that is the amount that can kill a person. The way to also think of it is that it's 50 times more potent, right? But you can also think about if you had a pen or a pencil and the tip of that, and you dipped it into fentanyl, that is enough to kill a person.
Wow.
Okay. So if you want to really think about how quickly, how dangerous it's a poison. What we see on the streets, this illicit is a poison. And that's what you have to really conceive of, is that this is a poison. Okay. And so we're going to talk about stigma, because why would somebody put a poison in their body? Right. We'll talk about that in a minute. But this last vial, you see that carfentanil. Carfentanil is an animal tranquilizer. This is what they use if they have to do a surgery on an elephant and give them a shot. As big and robust as that animal is, but one little drop of carfentanil will kill a person. Okay, so we have to think about poison, not just a drug, but poison. So, by 2020 in the District of Columbia, 94% of the deaths were fentanyl related. We're now saying in 2022, it's 98%. So there's no more heroin on the streets in the District of Columbia. It is all fentanyl, analog. And because the district is surrounded by Maryland and Virginia, you can also really think that it is next door. So this is not just a district problem. I'm specific. I cannot give you the data on Maryland or Virginia, but I can say for sure that this is not just relevant to the District of Columbia, but I'm really describing what's happening in our communities. Next slide. Now, one of the things that, we're coming up along Easter and all these, whenever there's a time to really engage with young people. And this is why you really need to have a conversation with your kids, no matter the age, because I have a digital babysitter for my son too. But you need to be very mindful and aware and ask questions, and do not come at an angle where you're accusing, right? These pills that you see are actual fake pills, but one would not know the difference between a oxycodone, which is also an opioid, prescribed opioid, and a fake opioid pill. They look exactly the same. If you're not a person with a trained eye, you would not know. And one of the ways that people are also trying to engage young people is because they'll use colorful things. We know that when they started putting flavor into cigarette, making it more flavorful and all of that, it increases. They're really trying to target a younger market. And having a colorful pill is really targeting a younger market. Now, how would a young person get these things? Well, a lot of our young people are on social media. You have to learn the language of the social media, the different pictures, images that they, emojis and stuff indicate some kind of possible use. And sometimes they're just getting it from their friends. And it looks harmful. And maybe that friend is not intending to do any harm too. They just don't know sometimes. So we have to have these conversations with our children, my son, and we'll talk about, what you can do to reverse an opioid overdose. There is a way that you do and can save a life. But I want everyone to take away from this that one pill can kill. That's not just for young people, that's also for older persons. I had a mother whose daughter was getting ready to going off to college, and she took that one pill. We don't know how she got it, who gave it to her, but she's no longer with us. And so it is a heartbreaking story, and there are many stories out here that are happening every moment. And young people are getting access to this. Some kids might think that they're these gummies, and they have been laced with fentanyl, right? So the one thing I want to talk about too is in takeaways that opioids can be in a pill form, it can be injected, it can be swallowed, it can be in a drink. There is no way. Opioids are so different that you can use it in many substances. And that's the other way. Somebody might be a particular substance user, let's say a cocaine user. They're adding the fentanyl to increase its strength. Okay, so people need to understand that strength is making all the difference too. If you can go to the next slide, I'm gonna just do this real quick. I'm gonna go through this, and I would want you guys to ask questions. So this is showing data up to 2021, but actually in 2022 we had 461 deaths in the District of Columbia, and by November of 2023 we had 427. So we were going to probably eclipse what we did in 2022. But you can see the age groups. I'm putting this up so you can see the ages of when these things started increasing, right? And the jump. So we know older people are at risk. So a lot of times they're using opioids, they're taking medication, misusing it. I'm not saying that they're doing it purposefully too. So this is not that conversation about stigma. No, they may be thinking that they took it and didn't realize they didn't take it, and they're taking another one, and so they're overusing, or so we have to monitor that too and be aware of that. And some people have had substance use issues that have never been addressed, and now because of the drug market, they're putting fentanyl in all of the substances, and so that too is deadly. Most importantly, if you have opioids or any kind of pills in your medicine cabinet that is old, including cough syrups, get rid of them. Either take them to your doctors, take them to your pharmacist, ask them where can you go to receive these pills and get them out the house, because there's a potential for misuse. We want to reduce access as quickly as possible. On April 27th of this month, it's called National Take Back Day. And so you can go and put in National Take Back Day and find in your location where you live where you can bring those prescriptions. But prior to that, get it out.
Okay.
You need to have them. Next slide. And this is how you save a life. Narcan. This is Narcan. I keep a Narcan with me in this box. You see that you'll have 2 of these in this box. It's a nasal spray. In the District of Columbia, we use the nasal spray. They have others that can be injected into the system and everything like that. But when somebody's overdosing, they're having a medical emergency. It's a medical emergency. So we call it a harm reduction tool. It reduces the death, the fatality. We want you to be able to call 911 and administer this immediately. It's a spray. So it goes right up into the nose and give them maybe a minute. If you don't see any response, in the next nose, administer the second dose, okay? So as quickly as possible, you want to get this person administered. And this is why we call it a medical emergency, because what's happening is the brain has told the lungs to stop breathing. So they're going into respiratory failure. Okay. And so they're going right into sleep and they're never going to wake up. Okay. And this is the quickest way. Now, we also have the Good Samaritan law. So let's say the person does die while you're waiting for medical care to come. You will not be held responsible for that because you tried to save their life. And Maryland has this, and Virginia also have the same law, the Good Samaritan law. So that's going to help all of us save lives. The other thing is in the District of Columbia, this is only for the District of Columbia, if you are a substance user and you guys are both using and your person died, is having an overdose, and you administer this and you have your drugs around you, the police or whoever comes up cannot take it away because you're saving a life. Okay. But we do have what we call peer specialists that are trying to help you and the other person get support for their substance misuse. Okay. Now, there is a way that if you're in care, like buprenorphine and methadone and Suboxone, these are drugs that help to individuals come off of opioids over a time period under medical care. Okay. And so we need to talk about these things to help people go into care, and care looks different for everyone. And the last slide, please. This is what you can do. Go to our livelong.dc.gov website to learn more about our opioid prevention work that we're doing around the city. But text to live. On your cell phone, you can text to live 888-811. That's where you'll find where you can get free naloxone and Narcan kits. We also have fentanyl test strips. So if you want to test your drug to make sure that it's safe for use, that's what the test strips do. And then if you're in the District of Columbia and you need help, our access helpline is 24/7, 888-7-WE-HELP or 888-793-4357. And you can contact us on our YouTube. You can find out more information about our Ward 7 and 8 DC Prevention Center. We do trainings, education, and awareness. And every third Wednesday, we also do a Narcan training. Most times it's in person, but we are doing virtual ones. And this one will be virtual this month. And I can share with you guys later.
Oh, yeah. Definitely give us that
information. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dante. I had stopped Cam because I went to a meeting and they were giving these out.
Yay! Great. Wonderful. Keep them in your purse.
Wow. Yeah,
right. That's the other thing. I need to keep it in my car or somewhere, you know what I mean? But I think because this is now becoming such a big issue and it's a problem, and it's definitely happening as we speak, every day in our community. And we do need to know how to administer this. So I'm glad you said you were going to be having a session on this?
Yes.
In person or via Facebook? I think you're going to say
It's actually a Zoom. It's a
Zoom.
virtual Zoom link, so I'll be able to share that.
Yes.
Okay. I would need to
network.
Yeah.
Wyoming, I think we were at an event and they actually gave this out to us. I'm not for sure if we were at Ubiquitous or where, but I did have it. I had like 3 or 4 of them. Oh, matter of fact, I think we were at our old radio station and at Vox, and someone came and gave those to us as well. And one day I was going to the campus, GW, and I saw this person acting out like they had fell completely out, shaking and whatever. And something said, give them that in your pocket. I was like, no, I may need this for somebody else, right? I was like holding on. I had already had it for like 3 months in my purse. And I gave it to him, and someone knew, the person that was standing there knew how to give it to him or whatever. And yeah, I was like, oh my God, this stuff really does work. But the ambulance still came.
Has to come immediately.
Yeah, they came. They were already there. So,
yeah.
But I do have a question. Could you go over the numbers for the Black men? That
Yes, the for Black men in the District of Columbia, and you got to think about some historical issues around that. But Black males in the District of Columbia have the highest rate of fatalities from the age really of 50 on up, that 60 to 70 age range. And if you go back in time, so my dad is a Vietnam vet. He's celebrating 30 years. We talked about, the holidays are a very big time where people tend to either misuse or go into some kind of, and my dad at the end of December, 30 years ago, finally went into full treatment. He tried it 3 times. So you got to understand, this is why we have to remove the stigma about treatment and doing that. And so when we look at the gentlemen, the Black men, they were probably in that range of the Vietnam era, so forth, and they did not get the right kind of care, or resources were not available in communities, and in the poor, it could be poor white communities too, that they didn't get the care. So in the District of Columbia, they hadn't really gotten the kind of care that they needed. So heroin was a big thing. A lot of them may have overdoses, but they didn't die. Once fentanyl came in to the picture, and you remember how strong fentanyl is, 50 times more potent, that potency level just wiped out. And it continues to wipe out Black males. Okay. So substance use in the District of Columbia, 3 to 1 more men tend to use. And in the District of Columbia and east of the river where I work and live, 7 and 8, the high numbers are extreme. More Blacks are dying. We have a higher Black population over here, and they're dying in that age group, in Black males. So that's your uncle, that's your father, that's your brother, your cousin. It's not a number, it's a person. It's someone that you love.
Yes.
And they're dying. And that's what we have to think about. And yes, if it's in another product like cocaine, or if it's in your drink, it's fentanyl. And so it's increasing that risk of death.
Wow.
My. I really want to say kudos to you, Dr. Lane. I mean, you have really, truly enlightened me personally. We know this and we hear this is on the news, and I have to give kudos to DC government. I have never seen as much resources surrounding an issue like this in my life. And my question to you, what is the federal government doing to deal with this issue?
Well, so we're funded through the federal government, through the District of Columbia. SAMHSA is the federal agency, substance abuse mental health agency, that funds nationally all of this work that's being done in states and communities. Okay. A lot of that. And then also because of the settlement money from the opioid, from the prescription manufacturers that manufactured opioids, all across the country, states have received those funds too. And so that is addressing in different states and municipalities and jurisdictions, the opioid crisis. And in schools are starting to have it in different schools. So it looks different, but the monies are coming from the federal government. States are beginning to put their monies forth, and the opioid settlement monies are also working. It is a national crisis, as someone said. Yes. It's not a crisis. It's actually a epidemic. Epidemic because a pandemic would be national.
Epidemic.
Dr. Lane, did you say that we were number 2 in the nation?
Yes. So when we talk about, per capita, so of course, it's only 800,000 people here in the District of Columbia, 700,000. But when we look at it on a per capita level, we happen to be in the second place, although our numbers is 400. So if you go to Maryland, I think Maryland had 2,500 deaths. Now, a couple of years ago, that number probably went up, and Virginia had a little bit more. So they had more deaths, but per capita, we had technically deaths in that level as a percentage of the population.
Okay.
Just percentage of population. Okay.
Yeah. This is so awesome. Yes. People are really out there that's watching, want to get more information. If we can put that on.
Yeah, put that slide back on.
And when you would be, I don't know when you're going to hold the session that you said on Zoom or in person on this, but that's on the screen as well, ladies and gentlemen.
Take a picture of it. Everyone take your phones and take a picture of this, because you need to know this. And you need to share this with your family and your friends and your church members, everybody.
Right. Yeah. And I would say 988 is the national number for crisis, right? 988 is the national number for crisis helpline. Okay. And so anyone can call that number and they will direct you to where you are in your location. Okay. But 988, there's a friendly person on that line that can help you if you're not in the District of Columbia. The numbers and information that you see here is specific to the District of Columbia. And I just want to say that.
Yes.
So if you're able to reach us, DBH, the Access Helpline is 1-888-747 We Help. Okay. So
Dr. Lane, someone had a question, but I did have one because I was being hired in Montgomery County to do PR for their opioid
Thank you, Dante.
Situation. And but it was mainly for the other side. In DC, I know there is a huge, African-American population. What are they doing, like, as far as PR of getting it and connecting it to, like, just certain businesses and things to get the word out to our Black men about this? I think I had 3 people sending me texts like, what about this? And I'm like, okay, let me.
Right. So let me just be very clear. There are, as we call, boots on the ground.
Yeah, they are.
Boots on the ground. We have organizations and entities that go out 24/7, boots on the ground in high-risk, hotspot communities, right? And we have we're trying to build up a peer recovery, peer specialists that actually, because the way that people come into treatment today is through other lived experiences to say, I understand, I know how you feel, I know where you come from, I come from that space too. And because it's hard. And fentanyl really is capturing the brain. So it's not going to let it go. So it is a process of undoing some things. And this is really a brain change, right? And so this is why we can't say that someone is weak. It's a chemical imbalance now. And so we really have to really support that. So peers help on that well. But we have people out there. We have faith-based organizations. We have community-based, and we have students and youth that are doing this work. But we don't have enough because it is just that big of an issue.
Yeah, it's really big.
Yes, it's really.
This is huge. So people, get the number, go on. You just saw what we advertised is now. Call, look them up, give Dr. Lane a call. If y'all have any questions, I'm sure you can reach out to her. And
yes,
it's been a great opportunity.
And I'm sure if you need her to speak for your organization, please contact her through her organization so that we'll get the word out in our DMV and spread that to the nation. But most importantly, we need to make that contact for our families and friends and church. Everyone needs to know about this.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, Dr.
We can have her back.
Gotta have you back.
It's a team of us out here. We are a small team. We're a mighty team, but we you know, we work.
And I'm so glad you put that Samaritan law in there too, because people are afraid, and we need to
Don't
know
be afraid.
If we try to help somebody, we will not be charged. You know, we're trying. Absolutely. I like that. I'd never heard of that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Dr. Dane.
Yes.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate you.
Good job.
Have a wonderful and victorious week.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Wow, that was awesome. Thank you.
Good information. Good information.
That was so good. My phone was ringing out the hook. I've been getting text messages and questions. So that was pretty powerful.
And we want everyone to share this message. Share this. Share the link. Go back to Facebook. Go back to YouTube. Send these links to your family and friends. This is the time to do it. Do it today.
And we also want to say we did see your message, Miss Melva. Yeah. And we're sorry for your loss for your son. Yes, thank you.
Oh, I didn't see that.
That was very sad. Yeah, they lost her son. Laced with cocaine laced with fentanyl.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yes.
So
we gotta have another discussion of this, because one of our sisters who just texted me said that her son died as well. Yeah, and she wanted to talk about it. So definitely, we have to do this again, Linda.
Yeah. Oh yes, thank you so for listening and watching.
So it's been a great show, as we know, and time passes. You know, we never have enough time, but next week we got our education and mentoring, I believe.
Yeah, that's next week. So we're looking forward to bringing on some mothers, and let's educate you guys not only about this drug crisis, because God, no, somebody giving your child candy and all of a sudden they're gone. That would definitely not be a good situation in this house. But yeah, definitely. We're going to be talking about some women who are out there doing the darn thing. We call this thing Her Story, like history. So next week, just stay tuned to a couple of our women definitely in our organization are doing it. So looking forward to it.
So we'll see y'all next week. What time is it?
It's time for you to walk in your purpose and prosperity.
Thank you all so much for walking.
See you next week.
Bye-bye. Right? Bye-bye, y'all. See you next week. We out. Bye.